Morning! It is now officially 5 weeks to NABBA and 6 weeks to ICN, so not long now. I am very, very excited because 5 weeks to NABBA means that it is, in my head, 4 weeks and a peak week. So it's basically 1 month. 1 month and it is on. It's on like pong. So very excited. This week going forward, I'm going to be carb cycling again. I'm going to keep with what I'm doing. I'm enjoying it. It is working. I'm getting results and I'm feeling great most of the time. Starting this week, my weight is at 58.1. My waist 64.5, hips 89.5, and my legs at 50.5 centimeters. Low carb days are, as low carb is going to be coming down, I'm only going to be bringing it down by 10 grams. I'm going to bring it down to 60 grams on my low days. Fat's going to be 47 and proteins are going to be at 145. High days, my protein is going to come down to 130, my fats are going to stay at 47, and my carbs are going to go down to going to come up to 140. So 3 low days, 1 high day, working really, really well. I'm still finding that I am super ravenous on my day after my high carb day. I just want to eat everything, so it's a real mental challenge not to eat all those other little extra things that are in my cupboard that my daughter is eating and my husband is eating. So it's very, very difficult. I have found solace in knowing that I can have 3 Fruit Loops a day. I eat them just before dinner while I'm waiting for my dinner to cook up because I'm usually so hungry, and I suck the shit out of them, and the sugar is superb. I absolutely love it. So that's what I'm living for at the moment. But you do what you got to do. I'm still happy anyway. So this week going forward, I'm going to keep to the 3 leg days. I am cramping at night while I'm sleeping, so I'm going to have to increase a bit more magnesium, but still going to keep to the 3 leg days. So they're going to be glute and hamstring focused, most of them again. 2 days are going to be back and shoulders, and then on the 6th day weights session, it'll be whatever is lagging or whatever needs to be done. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to make a few changes to my cardio this week. I'm going to, instead of doing 45 minutes fasted cardio every morning, bar the Sunday, I'm going to make the changes. So on the 3 days that I've got legs at night, those mornings I'm going to do 60 minutes of fasted cardio in the morning. So I'm going to increase it by 15 minutes for those 3 sessions. And then on the other 2 days, other 2 days when I'm doing back and shoulders, I'm finding that I cannot break a sweat. I cannot get my heart rate up high enough. I've tried lowering my rest period between my sets, and all it's done is it just affected my workout by I'm not doing the correct exercise because the muscle is fatigued. I've tried increasing reps as well to increase my heart rate. None of it has actually worked. So what I'm going to do is at the end of those sessions, I'm going to do, maybe at the start, I'm still unsure, I'm going to add in 20 minutes of interval skipping as well. So those days that I'm doing back and shoulders, I'm still going to do my 45 minutes fasted cardio in the morning, but then at night I'm going to do just the 2 sessions of 20 minutes of skipping as well, purely because I find that the fitter I get, the harder it is for me to break a sweat, the harder it is for me to get my heart rate up high. And I always have these problems that when I'm prepping, the more work that I start to do in the gym, I just get super fit and it's just very, very difficult to break a sweat. So fit girl problems, I suppose, which, you know, it's not really ideal to be doing this, but I've got to do what I've got to do. I want to make sure that my body fat has come down enough for stage. Going by all my measurements, I'm still maintaining all my lean muscle mass, which is great. And body fat is coming down, but I don't want to be leaving it to the last 2 or 3 weeks and going, shit, I'm not lean enough, I'm not where I should be. I'd rather start doing it now, a month out, 4 weeks, knowing that by the last 2 weeks that I can go, okay, right, I know I'm where I need to be, and then I can maintain from there rather than push the panic button and the stress levels elevate, cortisone levels come up. I want to avoid all of that. So that's the plan going forward. This week I'm not going to be having netball. I've got a family arrangement on the Sunday morning. Being part Italian, christenings are quite big in the Italian community, so me and my family will be attending that, so I won't be able to play Super League this Sunday, and then I think the following Sunday we have a bye. So I've got 2 weeks off Super League, so I'm going to have to do my cardio fasted. I'll just add that in instead of the netball sessions, or I might go do a HIIT session depending on what my plans are. So I'll let you know how that goes moving forward. I have just finished fasted cardio. I've just finished Monday morning fasted cardio for 1 hour. So it's my very first 1 hour. As you can see, I look like shit. It's just gone on 6:15 now, so started at 5:15. Having that extra 15 minutes doesn't sound like a lot in theory, but it has really screwed with me, because I got 30 minutes in, and normally I'd go, oh, 15 minutes to go. No, I was only halfway through. So I'm not looking forward to this, but has to be done, got to get it done, and fuck 60 minutes in the morning. On that note, I will say, this has been the first morning I've been able to actually really break a sweat. I really struggled to break a sweat. I've got it on an incline of 9 and 5.5 Ks, and I do that for the 45 minutes, and I usually just start sweating at the end of it. This one here, having that extra 15 minutes, I actually did get to break a sweat today. So sometimes when you are super fit, it does make it harder to break that sweat, so that 15 minutes is surely going to help me out here. So I've had quite a few people send me messages asking me what kind of supplementation I use. So I'm going to show you what I'm using currently. So don't be blown away and go, oh my God, I can't believe she's using that much, because I actually didn't even think that I was using that much until I thought about all the supplements I use. Now take into consideration that this has been built up over time, so I don't just all of a sudden take all of these supplements all at once. I've been building them in and adding them into my supplement regime every week or every month or things like that, so that way it just becomes quite easy for me to take them. So I'll show you exactly what I use. So into my cupboard, I've got a few up here, and I have a few down in this corner as well. So I'll show you what I'm using. These are the supplements I'm using. Looks like a lot, but it actually isn't, because these are just your protein powders, and they're 3 different flavors. So I'm using Rule 1. This one's Rule 1. So this is the chocolate fudge I use on my breakfast in the morning. And this one here is vanilla ice cream, which I use after my workout. So they're those 2. And then this one here is the Victory Mocha. I use maybe like a heaped tablespoon on my morning coffee, just purely because I want a bit of protein and I like the flavor. So that's all that is. They're just flavoring, that's all. I use Bioceuticals. So if you can see that one there, this is a fish oil that I use. So I take 1 tablet 3 times a day, purely because I have a lot of problems with my knees and ankles. So I do use this once, as I said, 1 tablet every meal 3 times a day. So that's that one there. Scusi. So this one here is CLA. So this one here just helps break down fat deposits in the body. So I take 1 of these 3 times a day. So I normally take these 2 together. So 3 times, 3 times. So breakfast, lunch and dinner, before breakfast, lunch and dinner. I also use, which you guys have seen before, I use OptiDreams at night. This is a sleep aid recovery. So it has got valerian root, which can become quite addictive, I believe. But I find this really helps with my recovery, and it really gives me that deep sleep. So if I don't use this, I do notice that my sleep is not as deep and it's not as good. So this is one of my favorites. I use ATP This product here is called T432. So this is to help balance any thyroid issues that you possibly would be having. You can also use it as a fat burner as well. So I have started using this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm finding it really, really good. I take 2 in the morning before with my breakfast, before breakfast. I take 1 before lunch and 1 before a training session, a weight session. I just find that it really, the feeling that I get with this one here is it really heats me up on the inside, and I get a bit more of a sweat. So this one here has been quite good. Alpha Prime. Alpha Prime by ATP. I take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. I used to only take 2 in the evening, but I've now started taking 2 in the morning. I find this product here helps get rid of any extra estrogen that the body is storing. And it helps top up your testosterone levels as well. So ladies that are getting older, this actually helps build, like for me, it's been helping me build more muscle and get rid of all that extra estrogen. This product here is also the one that I spoke about in my previous vlog that has helped with that time of the month. Ladies who get really sore boobs, this product here got rid of all of those issues. So that's the product there. If that one there isn't working for you, speak to whoever's selling these supplements. They should know best. But you can use Alpha Venus. I started using that. It didn't do anything for me. I believe Alpha Venus is better for the younger women. As you get older, I think Alpha Prime is much better. So I'm not taking Alpha Venus anymore. So that is out. But Alpha Prime, great. The other product I use from ATP is called CortRx. So this one here it helps you lower your stress levels and bring all your cortisone levels down. So I'm only taking currently 2 at night, and I normally take that with my sleep aid recovery. So that's all I'm taking of that one. And then because I am a fan of Juice Plus, I take these tablets here as well. So I take 2 in the morning of the green, green, red and purple. This one's for veg. This one here is your fruit, and this one here is your berries. So this isn't like a weight loss supplement. I find, and look, a lot of people said it's great for like acne and things like that. For me, all this is, it's just a bridge. So if I'm not getting my 5 servings of veg, this is going to help bridge that gap of what I'm missing. Same with the fruit, same with the berries. So all I do is with these ones that are here is I break the capsules up every morning and I just put them on my breakfast so I don't have to take so many tablets. Okay, so I've started some new supplements last week, and I'm finding these really good as well. So all I do is I just implement something new every week or every fortnight, so that way it's not a big bang bang, here we got so much to do or so much more to add. I've added in apple cider vinegar, so I'm having this in the mornings, a tablespoon. You can water it down, but I've just been knocking back the tablespoon. Burns when it goes down, it tastes like crap. But apparently it's amazing. It helps alkaline the body, and I believe breaks down fat storages. Not 100% sure. I do need to do a little bit more research, but apparently it's amazing. So I've started on that. And I've also started using ATP's 2 other products, Block E3 and Subcut. So these 2 are creams that I'm using. So I'm using the Block E3 at night after a shower. I'm just rubbing it onto like my, fat areas, so the tummy, love handles, bum and tops of legs. So this is supposed to help draw out any extra estrogen in the body as well, which in turn gets rid of, we're going to get rid of fat cells, etc. And then I'm accompanying that using Subcut as well. Subcut, same place, put it on. However, I'm putting this on in the morning for fasted cardio. So I'm accompanying these 2 together, and I started using them last week, and I actually find them quite good. So, and they do have rave reviews, so I'm going to keep using these ones here as well. The only other product I haven't shown you is the ATP Preamped, which I take in the morning fasted cardio. It's those drops that I take as well. And that is everything that I'm taking. It's a lot, I know. And you're mostly thinking, Jesus Christ, she must rattle when she walks. But it actually isn't that much when you space everything out during the day. Okay, so I am going to use the turkey mince that I purchased on Saturday. Yes, on Saturday. It is now Tuesday. I just ran out of time, so I'm going to use it. This is the stuff that I bought. So as you can see, it's still good until the 3rd, so another 2 days. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are strips, that's all I could find, turkey breast strips. So I am popping them into the thermi and I'm going to mince them up. Turkey breast has now been minced. We are in the pot. So you can see how it's come about there. So it's quite a big pot, so I'm going to cook this up. This is the end result that you can make. So I've got zucchini noodles, that is turkey breast that I minced up with some tomato paste. I've also got some beetroot over it, and if you have a look in there, right down here, you can actually see there's some almonds in there as well, just 10 grams to sprinkle over the top. Yum yum bubble gum, stick it in the butcher's bum, and I'll be eating this right now. And as you can see, it's quite a good sized bowl. So it's going to overflow, so ciao, I'm going to eat this now. So I'm sitting out the front of the gym. I do not want to train today. I've had enough today. I'm having a caca day. I don't want to go in there. It's raining outside. It's not pleasant. I have no desire to work out. So I'm sitting in the car. Just lacking a little bit of motivation. We all have these days. I know you just got to suck it up and get it done. But yeah, very, very lacking of motivation today. And it's high carb day, so I should actually be bouncing off the walls, but I'm not, because not even that is making me happy right now. So I'm gonna have to get in there, gonna have to get it done. If anyone is doing a prep out there and you have got young children, especially little girls that are really, I don't know, what's the word? Not easily influenced, but you know, like there's so much out there for young girls, and like the pressure that they feel. I've got a daughter who's 9, nearly 10 years old. And for her, this has been like, I've done 8 shows before. I'm finding this prep is really hard on her. When she was younger, I could get away with it because most of the time she can't remember that I wasn't there for a lot of it when I was training, so I can get away with that. But she's at that age now where she really wants me around, and with me doing all my training, and you know, it's really, really tough on her. So anyone who does look at doing any kind of prep, please keep in mind that if you've got children, it really does affect them. So you really need to take time out. So, and I'm just seeing this right now where my daughter is really, really struggling for my time. So I've got to do stuff that sometimes I don't want to do, or necessarily wouldn't have done before, but I need to take that extra time out with her. So, and let her know that she's still my number one, that I'm not pushing her aside for the sake of a show. It's just not worth it. Even though it's important to me to do what I love, I still need to make sure that my priorities are set straight. And I've got this little tiny girl who's watching everything that I do, and I need to make sure that I'm setting a really good example. So anyone who does have young kids, as I said, especially girls, please let them see what's healthy and what's not healthy, and how to balance your life. As I'm becoming leaner and my body fat's dropping, like I noticed this morning, she said to me, "Oh mum, you're looking really skinny now," especially when I did a few of my poses as well, and she was like, "Oh, you look really skinny, I don't like it, you don't look healthy anymore." And I find that's really, really good that she can differentiate between a healthy body weight and body fat that is dropping. So she does understand that I do need to get lean to get on stage, but at the same time she's also recognizing that, hey mum, you're not looking as good, you're not looking as healthy as you normally do. And I just think it's really, really important that, as I said, you know, you just spend that little bit of extra time if you've got children, just to help them out. Because if they are seeing you prep for competitions and you're not explaining why you're doing things and the reasons for things and what's healthy and what's not healthy, yeah, you can set yourself up for a bit of disaster. So just keep that in mind. Still don't want to train, but I'm going to have to rip off the heels, get shit done, and the quicker I do it, the quicker I can go home. So here I go. Alright, so I'm in a bit of trouble. I've just done 20 minutes of interval skipping. So I've done 40 seconds on with 20 seconds break, and I've done 20 rounds of that, so that's 20 minutes. And my heart rate is nowhere near high enough, so I'm going to have to reassess and figure out another plan of attack to get my heart rate up super high. So, tick, 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 tick. Need to think about it. This week turned into a bit of a horror week for me for prep. I don't remember a prep week being this bad. Everything was fine up until Tuesday night, and then we nosedived. So basically what happened is, after I did that skipping session, it must have spiked my metabolism because I was super hungry and I overate with my carbs. I went well over my macros. So I thought, instead of looking at it that I had screwed up, I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll look at it as a weekly, a weekly collective of carbs. And I thought, well, all I'll do is I'll just deduct from the other days. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I deducted my carbs. I brought them down way low. Stupid. I will never, ever, ever do that again, because I didn't feel very good at all. I felt like a zombie for the 3 days. But in doing that, I increased my protein so that way my calories weren't super low. To get my protein up, because I had extra protein that I could use, I had a protein bar, which is low in carbs, low in fat, but quite good with the protein. So I thought, yeah, look, that sounds great. I'll have a protein bar. So I had that for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, that contains stevia in it, and I didn't know at the time that that was going to be an issue until that night. Tuesday night, it got worse on Wednesday. Thursday was terrible, and then Friday night I finally figured out that it was the stevia in this protein bar. I was really paying attention to what I was eating and how my body was responding, but otherwise I thought it was like IBS or something, which I've never had issues with. But yeah, stevia has caused so much dramas. I'll insert a photo for you to have a look. As you can see from that photo, I look 5 to 6 months pregnant. And my skin, I felt like my skin was going to burst open. It just would not move. It just would not expand anymore. With the bloating, the cramping, everything. So has been a terrible week for that. I finally have figured out now what it is. Thankfully it's now, not in a week or two. I don't know how it's going to go with affecting my weigh-in tomorrow morning, so we'll see what kind of results. I have no idea. At the moment I'm just flushing water through my body, trying to get all this crap out of me at the moment, so that way I'm not so bloated. And we'll see how we go for the weigh-in tomorrow. So it is now Sunday afternoon. I've had my weigh-in and I'm actually pleasantly surprised that I haven't gone and blown out this week. As I said, that issue that I've had with the bloating has really been uncomfortable, and I actually had the thoughts this week that I was thinking, especially by the end of the week, I was just thinking, I'm gonna have to pull out. I cannot compete. I'm in pain, I'm in agony, I don't know what the problem is. So I'm thrilled that I've been able to find out that it definitely is a stevia, whatever you want to call it, pain in the ass. It has not reacted very well to me. So I have had it in the past. I can have it in small doses, but when I have it every day, obviously something in my stomach is not allowing me to do that. So the bloating is coming down. I actually had a look and I measured myself throughout the week, and I actually put on 2.5 kilos with the bloating and the water retention. So 2.5 kilos in a week was huge. So I'm thrilled that I haven't gone and blown out this week, because I've noticed ever since Friday night, when was the last bar that I had, now being Sunday afternoon, the weight has shifted. It's coming down. I'm still bloated and I'm still uncomfortable, but it's definitely getting better. So the results this week, my weight is, as of this morning, was 59.2. So I'm still a kilo heavier than I was last week, but I'm gonna weigh myself Monday morning. So in my next vlog, I'm gonna let you know what my weight is, because I've got a funny feeling it might be a little bit different than this morning with all this bloating going away. And obviously with the bloating, my waist was at 64.5 centimeters. This morning it was at 66 centimeters. So that's just showing that the bloating is still there. Otherwise, my hips stayed the same at 89.5 and my legs stayed the same at 50.5 centimeters, I think it was. I haven't even calculated my body fat percentage, so I don't know whether it's a loss or not. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm too scared to actually even look. So that's where it's all at for this week. I'm very, very positive going forward for next week, now that I've eliminated the bloating, and we're into the magic numbers 4 weeks and counting as of the next vlog. And I am going to start getting a little bit more information for you. I'll start showing you some jewelry and the shoes and a few other bits and pieces. So we're on the home stretch, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye.